Start recording. I want to jump into this. I got a Hershey pie from Burger King, and the developer update got posted today. Developer update November 2023. Now, I've heard from both my Discord and looking at Twitter today that we got some juicy changes in here. So we're going to go over it, see what they got. Hershey pie is to fucking die for, chat. So, today, player cards, the Trickster, made for this. Ooh. Garden of Jagavs and the Red Forest? Updates to the Red Forest? Shrinking Temple of Purgation? Removing the bullshit? Let's find it. The end of the year is almost upon us, but we still got news to share. In this developer update, we'll cover some of the new features and balance changes making their way into the game in our next update, including a new customization option, a sizable update to his existing killer, and gameplay passes for 2 realms. Player cards, okay. A new customization option has arrived. Player cards are decorative banners and badges, which appear in the top right corner of various menus. Your player card will also be featured in the post-match scoreboard, so other players can see them as well. Okay, I just wanted to zoom into the picture, but fine. Fuck it, I guess. Okay, so... All right, let's read the rest of this, and then I'll give you my thoughts. Banners and badges can be mixed and matched as you please, and higher rarity ones will be more detailed, with some even being animated. That sounds cool. Like other cosmetics, you'll be able to earn them in various ways, such as events, the Rift, through login rewards, promo codes, and so on. With this update, we've also cleaned up the menus and moved your player level and grades to a new player profile screen, accessible by clicking on your badge. A small section of the player card options will be available starting with this update, but you can expect to see a wider range of choices appearing over time. Okay, so, I don't know, bro. I like the idea of more customization, but normally what more customization brings with it is just like, normally what more customization brings is more padding in things like rifts and, battle passes and shit like that. And the thing that I don't like about that is that it's just an excuse for them to not provide you with more actual cosmetic options. Like when Overwatch introduced souvenirs and weapon charms, that just gave them an excuse to stop providing people with skins, emotes, and victory poses and highlight intros, which were all perfectly fine on its own. Now, I'm not saying that Dead by Daylight couldn't use more customization options. I'm just worried about the door this opens to them reducing the amount of free skins you can get, which is the best cosmetic option, because charms are already dumb. You know what I mean? So we'll see. The Trickster, when he's not working on his next album, he's following his other passion, throwing a boatload of knives at survivors. In this update, we're aiming to address points of frustrations for both sides. For killers, many feel like the Trickster doesn't quite stack up to the other ranged options. He doesn't. For survivors, dodging blades can feel inconsequential since so few would injure you. Oh, God, please. Don't... Please don't increase his laceration meter. Please, for the love of fuck. Okay, rapid fire. The Trickster's fast-paced attacks are what set him apart from other ranged killers. So we wanted to focus on this rapid-fire machine gun gameplay for this update. We asked ourselves, what's better than throwing a bunch of knives, throwing even more knives? Fair. The Trickster now throws 4 blades a second, was 3, by default, and his throw rate no longer increases with each blade thrown. Oh my God, that's so good. That's so actually good. So the reason this is good, chat, is because part of the Trickster's problem was how inconsistent he was because of that stupid increase to throw rate. So now it's a consistent 4 blades a second. That's so good. To keep this feeling fair for survivors, we have also increased the laceration meter to 8. You know what? I'll take it. As well as decrease the time before it decays to 10 seconds was 15. I don't know about that one. I don't know about that one. This one didn't need to happen. This is fine, This is fine because of this. I don't know about this one. This means that the laceration meter will be the same rate as before, but successfully dodging blades will be a little bit more rewarding. Lastly, recoil when rapidly throwing blades can be tricky to deal with, particularly for those playing with a controller. Remove recoil entirely. That is really good. That is really, really, really good. That's going to be so much better. It said the downside, you won't be able to blame the recoil for the blade you missed. You know what? Fair, fair. Now we're going to have to actually blame ourselves. To complement his quicker throws, we've also reviewed the Trickster's movement speed. The Trickster now moves at 4.6. Okay. I don't know. I think he was fine at 4.4. I think 4.4 was fine. I think 24 meters was fine. I don't think this is good. I don't like this. Keep him close to the gap during chase, but also spin less. I mean, it's just gonna make this is a shadow buff to photo card. This is just a shadow buff to photo card. That's just me though. Main event. Main event allows you to throw even more blades faster. Yeah, however, this required you to feed it. Blah, 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 blah. Main event now requires 6 blades to charge. Was 30. And its duration has been reduced to 5 seconds. Was 10. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that. Because now you basically get to just, now it just comes up all the time. My old complaint about main event was that you would work your ass off to get it, and then you had a timer before you can activate it. Yeah, exactly, Fluffle. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. Yeah, you couldn't use it before. You couldn't use it before. How do you like getting camped with a Trickster that can get main event in 1.5 seconds? I mean, yeah, that sucks, but they're cutting the time it happens in half. And the laceration meter got increased to 8. So it's not necessarily as strong as it was for camping, right? Because, I mean, like, think about this, right? Like, this is actually a really good change. You still throw 20 knives? That's only 3 laceration meters. You need 16 to down? Okay. So you're only going to get one person out of it. The problem with main event before and camping with main event was that you could down the entire team with one. And also you only get 20. You only get 20. You think people are going to consistently hit every single knife every time? Like, I think you're overestimating the strength of this. All right, let's look at the add-ons. Decreases the time between blade throws by 5%. That's fine. And increases the duration of main event by 40%. So what? That brings it from... Yeah, exactly, Fluffle. That brings it from 5 seconds to 7-ish? 8-ish? Somewhere in there? 7-8 seconds. Decreases number of blades required to charge main event by 1. Oh, that's kind of cool. That's really good, actually. Holy shit. Increases the duration of main event by 60%. Now, see, this might be an issue. This might be an issue. These together will increase it to 10 seconds. And then this might be a problem if you double stack these, but still. Main event by 2. Okay. This is the main problem. You can run add-on, get main event in 4 blades and 3 blades with another. Sure, I get you. But again, you're either going to be getting main event stupid fast, or you're going to get main event for longer. And even if you do both of these, I don't think it's going to do what you think it's going to do. You know what I mean? I don't think it's going to do what you think it's going to do. Decreases the number of blade... I read that one. Increases the duration of main event by 0.25 seconds for each blade hit while it is active. Now, that's really good. I think this is a purple add-on, right? Oh, it says 0.25. Okay. Yeah, you can still hug walls to avoid it. You can still take body blocks. Like, I don't think it's going to do what you think it's going to do. Oh, they're doing a new effect for photo card. For each consecutive blade hit, gain a stackable 1% haste. Up to a maximum of 7%. This bonus is lost when missing a blade or putting a survivor into the dying state. So no more exposed. No more exposed. Wow, okay. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all. When I first saw the Otts video where he said that there was too many iridescent add-ons that inflicted expose, I kind of thought he was ridiculous, but then when I like actually looked into it myself, I agree. Okay. This is the one. This is the one. Even a small speed boost can make a big difference in the right hands, making some survivors very difficult to catch. Since Made for This would activate as soon as a survivor became injured, this perk would often be unavoidable. Not just often, all the time. To make this fair and create opportunities to play around it, we have added an additional condition to the haste effect. I really feel like you should have just removed the haste effect. After healing another survivor, gain the endurance status effect for 6, 8, 10 seconds unchanged. While you are affected by deep wounds, you run 3%. Oh! Give me a second, chat. I need to think on this. So, here's my thoughts. Here's my thoughts. I don't think this is as bad as we're looking at for Slinger and Legion. Hear me out. Since it works during deep wound. Yeah, the FTB buckle up is going to be a problem, but we'll talk about that in a minute. Since it only works during deep wound, unfortunately, this means you shouldn't chase someone who's deep wounded. But deep wound will put you into the dying state if you leave it alone. So the haste is no longer permanent. But this completely and utterly changes the playstyle of killers now. Because now, hold the fuck up, Leaf. I'm gonna get to it, bro. Chill. Now, it's almost always advantageous to leave someone who's deep wounded alone. But the reason I'm saying it's not that bad for Slinger is because he has a gun. So if you deep wound somebody and then you reload and then you shoot the motherfuckers, Their speed doesn't matter. Here's the thing. MFT never really affected range killers that much. I think people are kind of forgetting that. MFT was not that strong against ranged killers because I don't really give a shit how fast you are if I can hit you from a distance. But the thing is that the haste that this gives, can't be permanent. And so if you don't chase people who are deep wounded, which I will admit, hey Renato, hey Beck, hey Emperor, I will admit that this is just like old Dead Hard, where this is going to effectively change the way killers play until we see how many people are still willing to run MFT. Does that make sense? So old Dead Hard, the way we had to play with old Dead Hard was wait to see if you had it before we hit you. Now killers have to wait to see if someone has, or killers have to leave deep wounded survivors alone so they don't get their speed boost. But alternatively, when Dead Hard got changed to its current iteration, now we're no longer sitting there waiting to see if you have Dead Hard because nobody fucking runs the perk. So I think that the strength of this change is going to be entirely dependent on whether or not people actually run the perk. I just hate the fact that it seems like they completely forgot about Legion and Slinger. Well, again, it's not going to hurt Slinger that much because he's a ranged killer. As for Legion, I don't even know if it hurts Legion that much. Because most of the time what you did with Legion, what you did with Legion is you deep wound people and then you go chase somebody who's not deep wounded because that person's normally mended by that point. You normally don't chase the people you're deep wounding. But even if you are chasing people you deep wound, I mean, he's a 4.6 killer. So it still sucks, but, you know. But also, you got to remember, Leaf, there's 33 killers in the game, man. Sometimes they're going to miss the mark. Saying you've lost all hope because of this one paragraph is kind of overdramatic. I'm not going to lie to you. It's really overdramatic. So, yeah, this is not bad, but I wouldn't say it's good either. And it's really going to depend on how many survivors are going to actually run this shit. Although I am kind of worried about for the people buckle up combos. But we'll see. What about think about Trickster Changes? Mostly good. I didn't like the changes to his speed and terror radius, but that's just me. Garden of Jagavs. We have gathered review feedback for the Garden of Jagavs, and in this update, we'll be making a series of changes to improve the gameplay. Turn our attention to the windows of the large house. Previously, there were several strong windows, which guarantee, we have reviewed the layouts of the windows and breakable walls to make these changes in this building fairer. It's very vague, okay? We have rebalanced several pallet loops to bring them closer to the sweet spot where they are both useful to survivors and have the potential for killers to play around them. I hope this means that you fucking cleaned up the distance between them. Because part of the problem with Garden of Jagavs is that every strong loop is right next to each other. So we have made a few art changes throughout the map. Improve visibility, blah, 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 blah. Red Forest. The Red Forest is both homes to the Mother's Dwelling and Temple of Purgation, which are two of the worst maps in the game. We have similarly reviewed the feedback for both maps. Size, the two maps are the largest in the games. This can cause some gameplay issues, costing the killer a lot of time. We are reducing the size. Thank the Lord! Thank fucking God! We've reviewed various palette loops and reduced the amount of vegetation. Oh my god, yes! Yes! Oh, fucking hell! Finally! Finally, I won't be bumping into every goddamn twig! Holy shit! Jesus Christ, chat. Holy fucking crap. Thanks, Sithis, dude. Holy shit. Okay, final thoughts. Honestly, it's not bad. It's not a bad patch. I think the MFT changes are going to be... The MFT changes are a very wait and see type of deal. Most of the Trickster changes are good. Like I said, my biggest issue was I don't think they should have increased his movement and terror radius. That's just me personally. I think that was a bad change, especially with the other buffs you're going to give him. But honestly, I'm going to try him when the PTB drops. I think that Trickster is probably climbed up a tier or two. I think he's probably climbed his way out of C tier. I'm not gonna lie to you. I am slightly disappointed that we did not get a teaser for chapter 30, but everything else looks good. I'm kind of worried about the player cards introduction. I really hope that behavior doesn't fall into the trap of over introducing cosmetic items so that we get less free skins. Because that would be a pain in the ass. But we'll see what happens. Other than that, honestly, pretty W patch. Or not patch, but pretty W dev update. I'm not mad at it. Not mad at it at all. But of course, this is going on the YouTube. So chat, if you want to say hi to YouTube while I do the outro. But as always, a special thank you to my channel members, the Cannibal Main, Alex Ballix, Tabasco Raccoon, Ryan Gesture, Spirit Upgrades, and Nuclear Bomb for their additional support. If you guys didn't know, we also released a new merch design for November called the Eat Your Face design, so you can wear it to your Thanksgiving get-together. And other than that, I love you guys so much, and I will see you tomorrow.